Am I audible?
Yes.
Yeah. सदाशिवसमारम्भाम् शङ्कराचार्यमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्ताम् वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम्। ॐ सहना भवतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यङ्करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः। ॐ यं ब्रह्मा वरुणेन्द्ररुद्रमरुतः स्तुन्वन्ति दिव्यैस्तवैः वेदैः साङ्गपदक्रमोपनिषदैः गायन्ति यं सामगाः ध्यानावस्थिततद्गतेन मनसा पश्यन्ति यं योगिनः यस्यान्तन्न विदुःसुरासुरगणाः देवाय तस्मै नमः देवाय तस्मै नमः। Number 60. स्वभावजेन कौन्तेय
स्वभावजेन कौन्तेय
निबद्धस्वेन कर्मणा
निबद्धस्वेन स्वेन कर्मणा
कर्तुं नेच्छसि यन्मोहात्
कर्तुं नेच्छसि यन्मोहात्
करिष्यस्य वशोऽपि तत्
करिष्यस्पशोऽपितत्
ईश्वरः सर्वभूतानां
ईश्वरः सर्वभूतानां
हृद्देशेऽर्जुन तिष्ठति।
हृद्देशेऽर्जुन तिष्ठति
भ्रामयन् सर्वभूतानि
भ्रामयन् सर्वभूतानि
यन्त्रारूढानि मायया
यन्त्रारूढानि मायया
तमेव शरणं गच्छ
तमेव शरणं गच्छ
सर्वभावेन भारत।
सर्वभावेन भारत
तत्प्रसादात् परां शान्तिम्
तत्प्रसादात् परां शान्तिम्
स्थानं प्राप्स्यसि शाश्वतम्।
स्थानं प्राप्यसि शाश्वतम्
इति मे ज्ञानमाख्यातम्
इति ते ज्ञानमाख्यातम्
गुह्यात् गुह्यतरं मया
गुह्याद् गुह्यतरं मया
विमृश्यैतदशेषेण
विमृश्यैतदशेषेण
இன்னும் சொல்லுங்க, நீங்க அறிஞ்சே சொல்லலாம். यथेच्छसि तथा कुरु
यथेच्छसि तथा कुरु
सर्वगुह्यतमं भूयः
सर्वगुह्यतमं भूयः
शृणु मे परमं वचः
शृणु मे परमं वचः
इष्टोऽसि मे दृढमिति
इष्टोऽसि मे दृढमिति
ततो वक्ष्यामि ते हितम्
ततो वक्ष्यामि ते हितम्
मन्मना भव मद्भक्तः
मन्मना भव मद्भक्तः
मद्याजी मां नमस्कुरु
मद्याजी मां नमस्कुरु
मामे वैष्यसि सत्यन्ते
मामे वैश्यसि सत्यं ते
प्रतिजाने प्रियोऽसि मे
प्रतिज्ञाने प्रियोऽसि मे
Once again, मन्मना भव मद्भक्तः
मन्मना भव मद्भक्तः
मद्याजी मां नमस्कुरु
मत्याजी मां नमस्कुरु
मामे वैष्यसि सत्यन्ते
मामे वैश्यसि सत्यं ते
प्रतिजाने प्रियोऽसि मे
प्रतिजाने प्रियोऽसि मे
So we entered shloka number 65 in the last class. Manmana bhava madbhaktaha. And by 66th shloka, Krishna's teaching will be essentially completed. And number 65, since if somebody asks us, what does Krishna teach in the Bhagavad Gita? If you can say, then we can say Karma Yoga, Jnana Yoga. We can give many answers, different answers, but broadly speaking, Karma Yoga, Jnana Yoga. We should not take every chapter of Big Gita as one type of a means to the same goal. That is not the correct answer, obviously. By now we know that. Because the human problem is born of ignorance. And ignorance can only go by one way, really speaking. No amount of Shirasasana can remove my ignorance of the rope. And so that ignorance can only go by knowledge of the rope. And then what about all the asanas? Well, for me to be ready to do Shirasasana, Shirasana is not needed. But for me to come to that point of accepting that, yes, I must sit and know somebody, I must allow myself to be guided by a compassionate person who's ready to say, Puniji is there here, so I'm looking at her also. So don't be upset if I'm not looking at you like this. Okay. So that readiness to go along with the person whom we call Guru has to be there. That Karma Yoga brings us that readiness. And so here also, 65 is Karma Yoga, a summary of Karma Yoga. And 66 is a shloka that reveals Jnana Yoga. Okay. 66 more difficult. Just by reading, you will not know that it is Jnana Yoga, but we will see that. And so, we saw, Swamiji said last time, Vedasara Saraha. Vedasaraha is Bhagavad Gita. Then Vedasara Saraha is this shloka number 65 and 66. So they are quite important. Some people asked which shlokas to memorize. So you can add these two shlokas to the list of shlokas to memorize. All right. So Karma Yoga, we already know what it is. It is a lifestyle. Lokesmin Vividha Nishta Pura Prokta Maya Naga. Chapter 3. Jnana Yogena Sankyanam Karma Yogena Yoginam. Then Mai Sarvani Karmani Sanyasyadhyatma Chetasa Nirashir Nirmamo Bhutva Yudhyasva Vigata Jvaraha, like that he said in the third chapter again. That's also a concise shloka that describes Karma Yoga. See, all these concise shlokas sometimes require a lot of studying because it is concise. And after studying Karma Yoga, you come to the shloka, then it makes more sense to us. And so, same thing here also. Ishvara-centered lifestyle, God-centered lifestyle. Practical lifestyle, not enough. We never, practicality is important. But in Adhika, there is a set of qualifications for studying Vedanta, right? Vivekaha, Vaigragyam, Shamadhamadi, Shatka Sampatti, and Mokshitvam. These four are there. And you look at the list, or you look at the other list, Aman, Ittamadam, Vitvam, Ahimsa, Kshanti, Rajyavam, that is also qualification on. Don't think that Viveka Vairagya is the only way. That is the textbook. That is our Shastram says it, so we love it. But anything, values also. Shankara says, Krishna says, Jnanam. Jnanam. He uses the word Jnanam for these values. They are very important. But if you look at those values, nowhere it says practicality. Practicality is also a value, no? We are all trying to be practical throughout the day. But he doesn't say practicality. He doesn't say efficiency. You must do things efficiently. These words, nowhere in the Gita you will find. Nowhere. And so, there is one place, Samatvam Yoga Uchyate, and one more. Yoga Karmasu Kaushalam. Yoga Karmasu Kaushalam. Many people translate the word Kaushalam. That's a definition of yoga. And he says Karmasu, in all our activities, that is second chapter. You can look it up. Second chapter, I think it comes in
248.
248. Yoga Karmasu Kaushalam. The popular translation of that is yoga is defined as efficiency in action. You can imagine how wrong the translation can be. Because what will a person who does not have one hand up to one leg, how can that person be efficient? Not possible. There's no chance. Krishna will never use the word efficient anyway. In the Shastra, you have to just ditch that word. All these our ideas of efficiency, practicality, and rushing through things, this and that. They're all okay. They're all useful. Definitely, we do want to be efficient. But what if the person says, "Arey chalo yaar, I want to do it slowly." Swakarmanatam abhyarchya. Suppose he quotes Bhagavad Gita. Krishna said, "Hey, you have to worship Krishna through your actions. I can't rush. I have to do slowly only. I'll do it in my own pace." Like that, if he says, then what happens to efficiency? He may look inefficient. So anyway, efficiency is efficiency. Leave it aside. But it's not a value. And so, Karma Yoga, Ishvara-centered lifestyle. Correct? Ishvara-centered lifestyle. Jnana Yoga, also Ishvara-centered, but their active lifestyle here, withdrawn lifestyle. Withdrawn means at least mentally withdrawn from my cravings for things and focusing on the Shastra. That is Jnana Yoga, broadly. All right. So, Karma Yoga involves a religious lifestyle, which we all know. None of us is new to a religious lifestyle. So, Puja, Parayana, Adi is going to be there in the life. Long ago, even before we got exposed to Bhagavad Gita. Puja is there, Parayanam is there, Japam also is there in many people's lives. And Dhyanam, Bhajanam, everything. Bhajan is popular. As a group, one can do bhajan. It's very popular. So, Akhanda Ramayana part, this, that, like this, so many. Our culture is just littered with all these things. Every look around, you turn around, there is an opportunity to get involved. And so, or just do it at home. Either way is fine. So, that's a religious lifestyle. And all the Sahasranamas and so on and so forth. There is lots of ways in which we engage ourselves in a so-called religious lifestyle. Of course, this one is Tirtha Yatra is there. Temples are always there for us to get a moment to be with Ishvara, Bhagavan, God. For us, God is temple. And so, that's one part of this Karma Yoga, religious lifestyle. Then Adhyayanam is there. We did not use the word Adhyayana in the religious lifestyle. And so Adhyayanam. Often in a family, if it is a Vedic family, then the parents are studying, teaching, so the child gets to hear all these things somehow. And so, to some extent, that has been affected in our modern Indian lifestyle, if I can use the word. And so it can be more difficult. A child need not be exposed to these things also. There are many people who don't know. And therefore, all these outside influences have a big influence on the children. But Adhyayanam is also part of a Karma Yoga. It's not just Shravanam. Shravanam is there, but the current Adhyayanam is what Shankara says in Bhajagovinda. Bhagavad Gita Kinchid Adhita. Kinchid, just a little. Parayanam Kuru and Adhyanam Kuru. And at least read some translations. That is very good because that's what will take us later on. That'll come in handy later. Because some friend is going to say someday, come on, yaar, let's go, Swamiji has come. And then he's going to give this one, Vyakhyanam of Bhagavad Gita, chapter 15, Amanitvam values, it seems. Okay, that's very interesting. Bhagavad Gita, I know, because Kinchid Adita long ago. And Geyam, Gita, Nama Sahasram, like that Shankara had said. So these things are part of Karma Yoga, Adhyayanam, and then religious lifestyle. Two things are there. And so, all along, our attitude of Bhagavan is that Bhagavan is helping me. I need Bhagavan to help me. Otherwise, I'm a practical. That way, I'm very practical. I'm not impractical because religious lifestyle may be being a Vedic person. Bhagavan has to be big in our life. And so, we used to write exams, especially in class. No, I used to. When the exam time comes, Om Ganeshaya Namaha, Om Sri Rama Jayam, something we used to write on the answer sheet. Our answer sheet top, you will see it because without him, we are nobody. I better write the exam properly. Like that, we used to. One is there, no doubt. And so, like that, he's got to help and do namaskar, everything. And then when we used to play, this is a nice joke. And mother will say, come on, time's up. Then quickly come rushing and then wash the legs. And then quickly come say a sloka very fast and then run. And then mom will say, no, you have to do namaskar. Oh, namaskar, every day I have to do namaskar? Yes, every day you have to do namaskar. Okay, do namaskar also. Then do like this. And then anything else? And so, okay, today you have homework. It's fine. Today is fine. So we used to do like that. But that's how it starts. That's the beauty of it. And so Bhagavan is a means to an end. It's how we start our life. Then Bhagavan becomes a companion. Swamiji says companion. Companion means always there. Always there. So some quotes I see. Bhagavan is like your shadow, always following you. Something like that, they say. Shadow at least you can see, but Bhagavan you can't see. So that's a difference. Like that, Bhagavan is a companion. Krishna doesn't say Bhagavan is your companion at all because this is Vedanta. But companion, Ishtadevata, Ishtadevata Rupena, he is my companion, she is my companion. Okay? Because Ishtadevata is there always. So that's the result of this Karma Yoga religious lifestyle. What is the result? From Ishvara being a means to an end, without him, I can't get what I want. Artha and Kama definitely not possible. So we saw that in the 4th chapter. And so, but from being a means, I want to use Ishvara to get what I want. So God is now always there with me. And so, still I need Ishvara. But Instead of means, occasional means, now he becomes a permanent companion. Permanent companion. And then, continuing the same lifestyle, clock keeps on ticking and some magic keeps on happening. It like it has happened in all our lives. And then what happens? From Bhagavan being a companion now, Bhagavan becomes a goal. Because now we've gone through a lot of experiences also along with this religious lifestyle, and person is probably a grahastha with all kinds of challenges also probably. And then Bhagavan, he realizes there's more to this. Artha and Kama, God is, I have to use God is not something else must be there beyond that. Then he hears the word moksha somewhere. And what is moksha? Again, Ishvara is still there very much. Moksha is my goal, next goal. So Bhagavan now becomes a goal also. Krishna also keeps saying here, Mameva Aishisi and all he says, and you will gain me. So, oh, okay. So what I want and Bhagavan are not two different things. They're somewhere, there's connection. Goal is equal to Ishvara. That idea comes. So Bhagavan grows into us. And tasmat sarveshu kaleshu माम अनुस्मरन् इति माम अनुस्मर युध्य च मय्यर्पित मनो बुद्धिः मामे वैश्यस्य संशयम्, like that he had said long ago in the 8th chapter. Mame vaishyasi, like that he has said. Mam upaishyasi, like that he says in shloka number, in 9th chapter he says that. All right, so now Bhagavan, Ishvara, Devudu, Kadavul, all these things are there. And then suddenly Bhagavan gets a new name. Because Bhagavan is now a goal. And therefore, Bhagavan's new name is Moksha. Moksha is a new name for Bhagavan, right? So, then we say, so if at all, we can now use the word spiritual. Now, spirituality is the word we can begin using. Until now, I was religious. Now I'm beginning to think more about this, about my life, about life in general, etc. Previously, I was only dharma artha focused, dharma artha kama focused. Now Ishvara is occupying a bigger part of my life, and Ishvara has become a goal also. Therefore, spiritual person, spiritually religious person, and then karma yoga continues. Karma yoga continues, and and you know, go. I have a lot of goals to accomplish. We all have a big list of things. Big list of things. And our Dayanandaji says this beautifully. He gives an example. And I've said this before. I don't mind saying it again. And then among the big list, and then this 53rd item is Bhagavan. Ishvara is there in the list. Like our airport, you're waiting for your flight. Correct. Gotta get. So these days it's all digital. So you will just see your Air India flight 127 from Delhi to O'Hare, ORD, Chicago comes. See this, you have to give international flight example. You can't give domestic flight because domestic flight you may not be waiting for long. You have to wait there for 2-3 hours. Then only this example will work. And so because you're sitting and nothing to do, after your security and all, nothing to do, and you'll be there for some time. And so that to transit and all that is anyway. So this Air India 127 comes to Chicago. And then what happens? That's your flight. And so, oh, finally, yeah, okay, time. What is the departure time? Okay, it says 2:30 a.m. And so, okay, that's correct. Not delayed. Nothing is a status also. They won't describe nothing. And everything is because flights number one is there taking off, right? Departure, security check is over, etc. So many things are there. But Air India is just entered. No status, nothing. Time also they may or may not give, because these fellows are very smart. They will, they will. If there is any doubt, they won't give time also. Then Air India. And those days, what happened? There was a, before digital, there is a particular, in London and all, I've seen this. There is a system, mechanical system they have. It's a very beautiful system. And like the children playing toys, and this thing, it rotates like this. It makes a sound also. I don't know what it's called. And it just changes, and suddenly Air India comes. Everything will change. Suddenly, Lufthansa flight to Munich, and then like that. New York. All these flights will come. Chennai. And so then what happens? After some time, there is a lot, because it wakes you up, because you're taking a nap, in the transit lounge. What else is there to do? You can't really sleep properly, because you can't really sleep, because flight you have to catch. But at the same time, you feel like sleeping also. It says a half, and then this thing wakes you up. And then afterwards, what happens? So moksha has become, Bhagavan has become at the bottommost list. Then it will go up one level. After some time, and then Air India climbs up one. Arey Bapre, that's a good thing. And something else has taken the last place. And so Air India. Then goes up. Then keeps going up. And then, being one of the goals, Bhagavan becomes what? The number one goal. Number one. And now you should give up the example. Don't hang on to this example. Okay, Bhagavan is number one goal. That's all. Going away from the list and all. You should not extend this example. Just stop the example right here. So it may take a long time. This thing may take 1 hour, 1.5 hours for it to go up in the example. But for Bhagavan to become is equal to moksha, it will take a long time. He says can take janmas also. Doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Few one janma, two janmas in this long scheme of things is really irrelevant. And so Bhagavan is in the list. Manda mumukshuhu. Mumukshu, because moksha, right? Moksham ichuhu mumukshuhu. The one who uh, wants moksha is called a mumukshuhu. 1 second. Is mumukshuhu. Okay? So manda mumukshuhu. Manda means just moksha is there. I know moksha is important. I don't know how important. I don't know how. I don't know nothing. But moksha is there in the background. And then what? Then Bhagavan is on top of the list. Top of the list. It's Madhyama Mumukshuhu. Madhyama Mumukshu. Moksha is the only goal in my life. Uttama Mumukshuhu. Okay, only goal in life. Everything else is just Uttama moksha. What is Madhyama? Also moksha only. But it is on the top of the list. Right? Previously, bottom of the list. Manda Mumukshuhu. Then climbing up top of the list, and then many other goals are there to accomplish. But top of the list is moksha. Therefore, Madhyama Mumukshuhu. Then Bhagavan is the only item in the list. That becomes Uttama Mumukshuhu. Just for us to understand that Mumukshutvam, an only goal. Only goal in life means Adhika. We use other words for this. We already know Adhikari. This is the Adhikari. This is the Adhikari. So, Vivekam, Vairagyam, Samadhamadi, Shatka Sampattihi, Mumukshu, Getani Sarvani, Shilaha. That person is a Adhikari. Or Sadhana Chatushtaya Sampannaha. That also we can use those words. So, therefore, that's why Adhikaritvam is not is something that grows into us slowly. We will have various aspects of this, but slowly it grows into us. And so that person is an Uttama Muhukshu for whom Bhagavan is the only goal. Matparaha. Okay. A commitment to moksha, full commitment to moksha, etc. Matparaha, he uses the word elsewhere. So that's going to come here now. So When that happens, now Karma Yoga has done its job. Karma Yoga is, there is, the value systems are pakka. One leads their life by dharma, no doubt, by keeping moksha in view. My whole activities is revolving around moksha. And therefore, my life is going to be different. That person's life is going to be different. And so then that's the background for this shloka. Manmana bhava, mad bhaktaha. Last class, one of you pointed out 9.34 also. We saw this thing. Manmana bhava, mad bhaktaha, madhyaji mam namaskuru, mame vaishyasi yuktva evam. There in 34. Yuktva evam. Yuktva evam. Atmanam mat parayana. Like that he had said that. So the shloka itself is not new. Krishna is choosing that same words in this shloka. And so, manmana bhava. Simple, always. Words are very simple. Manmana bhava. But manmana is not a common word for us. Manmana. But again, once we know Sanskrit, it becomes easy to analyze these things. Mat manaha, Sanskrit students. Mat manaha. Mat refers to I, self. And here Krishna is saying mat, so referring to Krishna. Manaha means Mayi manaha yasya saha. The one whose mind is in me. One who thinks of me, taha. Okay. Man manaha. So like Nachiketaha, Sakaranta Pullingam. That's why man mana. If you wonder why is it not man manaha, etc. If you think, it's because that Sakaranta Pullingam is there. Ekavachanam, Nachiketas is Nachiketaha. Yeah. Nachiketaha is sounds like Bahuvachanam, but it's not Bahuvachanam. It is Ekavachanam. So here also, manmanaha, ekavachanam, referring to, hey Arjuna, bhava, you be manmanaha, you think of me. Think of me means like before we said, may you keep me in mind, may your life be a Ishvara-centered life. Ishvara-centered life. All Vedic people are Ishvara-centered people. Other religions also, people are Ishvara-centered people. We can even say that. But here in our case, Ishvara-centered life, God-centered life. Then mad bhaktaha bhava. You can put the word bhava there. Bhava, become or be. Become or be. Either one is fine. And Shankaracharya in the Manmana, he says machitta, which word Krishna had used before itself. Manmana is equal to machitta. That's the only word Shankaracharya says. Then mad bhaktaha. So he says, Shankaracharya says, mad bhajanaha bhava. Mad bhajanaha bhava. So may you develop devotion towards me. Previously, think about me. Let me be. But now he says, be a devotee. Bhaktaha. Be a devotee. So, again, same journey. Previously as a means, but now as a companion. Okay, as a companion, Bhagavan is there very much. And so my vision is now different. And then as a goal, one of the goals I have to accomplish, I am a Bhaktaha, Ishvara Bhaktaha. Then, of course, topmost goal and then only goal. Huh? That's the only goal. Correct. Yeah, Aniruddhaji.
Yeah, so Manmana is Dhyana Yoga, Mad Bhakta Bhakti Yoga. So Karma Yoga, both components in 2 words is finished.
So there's more words. So there is Madhyaji, there is Namaskuru also. Each word is interpreted in a particular way by Shankaracharya. So let's complete that. And so, Madbhakta is a strong word, right? All the way to only goal. Madbhakta. Big big spectrum is there here for Madbhakta. Manmanaha, religious person. Any religious person is a Manmanaha. Then Madbhakta. Then he's using one more word, Madhyaji. Yajana Shilaha. Shankaracharya says, Mad Yajana Shilaha Bhava. means but worship me. I don't know how to translate this. Worship. Because the one whom you love and adore, you do sing praises of. You are amazed by that person. So that amazement, adoration, in our case for Ishvara, it is worship. Worship means what? How do you worship this person? Worshipping is puja. Puja and all the things I used to do as a religious person. Same thing applies here also. Okay. Here also. But then I puja doing I can do for some time of the day, but I can't do puja all day long. That's where Krishna comes up and says, Swakarmanatam abhyarchya. Hey, puja is a literal way of worshipping Ishvara. But when Ishvara is there all along in every action and every phenomenon, every person and everything, and every planet also is Ishvara, they say, then what's the problem? Then Swakarmanatam abhyarchya, because karma, there is no chance of me not doing any karma. Breathing also is a karma. I remember in the 4th chapter or 6th chapter, I think he said, you take your breath inside, let the inhalation be an offering to Ishvara, to the exhalation, let's say. Then let the exhalation be an offering to the inhalation, the next inhalation. And so like that, he said that there itself, yoga. Okay, so like this, he has given examples in the 6th chapter itself. Therefore, any action, you're going to step out and do something, that also becomes a Swakarmana tam abhyarchya. I am offering this action to Ishvara, to Bhagavan. भगवान को अर्पित कर रहा हूं मैं. Therefore, I'm not alone at all. This is my duty right now, and I'm offering it. So I'm always there. I am a yajana shilaha. I am a madhyaji, yaji, yaga. All that comes here in this word, madhyaji. So previously, directly through puja, I was a madhyaji. Now it is not obvious to people that I am a madhyaji because swakarmanatam abhyarchya. Okay. That's why sometimes I call you, come, they're doing some puja here. Let's go and see. Means so you may be looking. And I said, yeah, sure, we can go or whatever. So, Swakarmanatam abhyarchya, work is worship. Life itself is worship. So that is a big word. There's a big transformation, obviously. So, madhyaji. So we have to bring in that Swakarmanatam abhyarchya here. Then, Mam namaskuru. Namaskuru. Namaskaram kuru. What does Shankara say? Bhagavan Shankaracharya says, Namaskaram api mameva kuru. He doesn't explain beyond that. Namaskaram kuru. Swami used to give a series of talks called Namaha, surrender. Surrender. Surrender is very difficult for people who are all the self-made people and people who are Abhimana. It's very difficult. Because that I'm good, I can accomplish this and that is there. And surrender and all can be difficult. Especially the person is not from a religious family, it's impossible.
It's called Vananga.
Because whatever I accomplish is not by surrendering. I refuse to surrender. That's why I'm a great man today. See, look at the opposite views it is. And he's not talking about that kind of surrender. No, you should not surrender. But by surrendering to Ishvara, you are empowered, really speaking. Because I see order everywhere. And so there is no question of me being singled out for any particular difficulty. Singling out is not possible.
That gives little freedom also. You are not binded to the karma.
So Rukminiji is saying that gives a little freedom also because you are not bound to the karma. You're not bound to the karma. See, you have to do the karma. You're not escaping from the karma, but it doesn't bind. It doesn't bind. There's no hangover. It doesn't stick.
So you feel that you are assigned the karma phalam, you do it, I have done my part.
Okay, so Rukminiji is saying, my part is karma I'm doing. You take care of the karma phalam. But so Swakarmana Tamabhyacha, that is all over. Namaskuru, surrender now. Surrender because now I don't see anything that is obstructing me. There's no force in the world that is stopping me at all. Whatever is happening is bound to happen. And whatever my role is there, now my role is becoming even more important to me. Now I'm really doing my role. My God, if I knew all this before, I would have done better so many years ago. That's all fine. Leave that aside. So, Namaskuru. So, surrender unto me. Seek refuge unto me. Because the whole order is Ishvara. I see it. It's backed by Jnanam. And so, refuge, surrender becomes easy. And then life, of course, is going to be a series of decision making, series of challenges, series of ups and downs will be there. Everybody has series of ups and downs. My life also is series of ups and downs. And now I can cheerfully do. Traumatic situations, how can you say cheerfully do? That seems like a wrong thing to say. Cheerfully accept this, although that's a bit difficult. Okay, so Namaskuru, surrender. And then even in this shloka, I think 1858, Mat Sarva Durgani, he says, yeah, yeah, Machitta Sarva Durgani, Mat Prasada Tarishyasi. All difficulties you will cross over. So he doesn't say there will not be any difficulties. Difficulties will be there. The human being is limited, and there are only, we also have thresholds of what we can do easily and what we cannot. So difficulties will be there. But mat prasadat sarva durgani tarishyasi. So that's namaskuru, mam namaskuru. Through that surrender, and Shankaracharya says namaskaram api mam eva kuru. Chetasa, he said earlier, 18th shloka, 57. What is 57? Same thing again. Chetasa sarvakarmani mai sanyasya matparaha. So it's a summary of all these words only. Matparaha, buddhi yogam upashritya, machittaha satatam bhava. So, namaskuru. Karanagatim swikuru. And then what happens? Result of that is mameva aishyasi. Sorry, mameva eshyasi, not aishyasi. Mameva eshyasi. So you will gain me. Mameva prapsyasi. Because now you already know that Ishvara is equal to moksha. You're gaining moksha means you're gaining Ishvara only. And here in Advaita Vedanta, we says gaining Ishvara means what? Hey, no travel is involved. You recognize that there is no difference, essential difference between Jiva and Ishvara, with me and Ishvara.
And you claim.
You claim that equality.
Yeah.
Claiming the equality means removal of ignorance of that equality, which is of course a very big thing. Here he says in two words, Mam Eshyasi, Mam Eva Eshyasi. Correct. Correct. And so we should add in brackets, if this is karma yoga, so karma yogena moksha prapti na bhavati. Karma yogena chitta shuddhi bhavati. Chitta shuddhya jnanam bhavati. Jnanena jnana phalam. Chitta shuddhya shravana mana nididhyasanam. Then jnanena moksha. So we should fill up the blanks that way. Next shloka is coming. That is jnana yoga. So mameva eshyasi. Through Jnana Yoga, which is next shloka. Satyam te pratijane. This is Satyam. What I said is the truth. I promise. I promise. Te. I promise to you. Te is Chaturthi, I promise to you. This is real. This is true. I give you a guarantee. Guarantee. Swamiji says it's not a 2-year guarantee, washing machine, 10-year guarantee like that. It's not like that. It's a permanent, eternal guarantee it is. And so I've been giving guarantees to Surya onwards. And so they're all happy now. And so to you now, I'm giving you a guarantee. I promise to you. And Anandaji, many years ago, many years ago, when I heard this example, some of you will remember this example. Okay, it's about a blind person. He's been blind since birth. Then he heard of a new surgery, new technology. So he went from here, India, to New York. I'm going to change the story now. The new technology was developed by, in our Kerala and all, you see, eye hospitals, America से बहुत लोग यहाँ आ रहे हैं. Even my friends comes for his eyesight, to fix the eyesight problem. Sridhariyam is there in Kerala. So they have branches here also in Coimbatore. They are coming here. And so they came up with, they said, this so-called congenital blindness, we have a way to cure. So a guy from America came to Sridhariyam, Kerala, I think some Thrissur or something. And he submitted himself, Sharanagati, Namaskuru. He did Namaskuru to that doctor and all the team. And then all the procedure was done. 1 week. Only 1 week. And then the doctor now says, the time has come and there is some bandage and all that. And so how are you, sir? I'm doing fine. Thank you. And then, okay, today, as I told you yesterday, today we're going to open your bandage and you're going to open your eyes. Okay. Then this guy throws a fit. He says, I will not open my eyes. What? Prove to me, doctor. Doctor, prove to me that I will see. Then only I'll open my eyes. What will the doctor do? America, they are very polite. They will say, sir, if I were you, I would open my eyes. Something like that they might say. We have completed the procedure, sir. We've done A, B, C, D, and today is the final step of the procedure. We've done all the surgery, etc. And it's time for you to open the eyes. And no, doctor, I won't. I need a guarantee that when I open my eyes, I will see. Do you know why? Because even by any chance, if I don't see, I can't handle the stress. I cannot handle the disappointment. I will die. And I don't want to die. Right now, at least I am alive, correct? And so, therefore, prove to me that I will see. So, the doctor there, polite, they have some discussion. This doctor here, our Ayurveda hospitals here, the rush is so much. Poor people are there, rich people are there, everything, all people are there. And doctor doesn't have time for these kinds of discussions. And they're going from place to place. So many surgeries are happening, and outpatient is waiting there. And this type of casual discussion like this and all not possible. And this kind of tantrums definitely. Nurse, come. Okay, all 5 nurses are there. You both tie up his hands, and then you tie up his legs, and then 2 nurses will be there. Come on, open his eyes, pull the bandage out. That's what these guys will do. America mein to suing ho jayega, so they won't do that in America. Here they will do it. They can do it. And so, okay, we'll help you with it. Come on, and then just we'll help you. Don't worry. Come on. That's what they will do. Do you know why? Do you know why the doctor cannot prove? Because technology can be there, can be used these days to find out the health of the eye and all, that's fine, but finally this guy has to say, I saw it, I'm able to see or not see. He is the authority. Do you know why? Because this is pramanam. Eye is a pramanam. You have to operate the pramanam yourself to prove whether the pramanam is working or not. Okay. And therefore, this is the situation with Bhagavad Gita also. Bhagavad Gita is not a text where you are studying about some topic somewhere and you can, it's not a recipe for making kadi or paisam or sambar. It is about talking about yourself. It is a mirror that is showing you who you are. Means I am the one who is supposed to operate the mirror. I have to operate it. Prove to me that the mirror will show me means what? You just stand in front of the mirror and you tell me whether the mirror shows you or not. And therefore, here also same thing. Pratijane te. I promise you, you have to work on it. Even though I am Bhagavan Sri Krishna, you have to work on it. Mam namaskuru. Surrender. Why namaskuru? Because this subject is like that. This is not a surrender which will take me to Vaikuntha, not that type of surrender. This is a surrender. My ahankara has to be surrendered. My ahankara is what is stopping me from seeing me who I am. Namaskuru, surrender. I think I'm a great guy. I did this and that. My family, look, I've married so many. You look at the stories of yesterday. They were all talking, and Rukminiji also big family. So many sisters her father had. They had to marry 10 plus dozen. And so you hear these stories. Today's family is not unclear. It is nuclear and unclearly nuclear, and very micro. It's all micro. Nothing. One brother, one sister. Nothing. It is. Those days it was like that.
Nuclear family.
No, nuclear.
Ekaputra, ekaputri vada.
So Sharanagati. Here Sharanagati is what? Hey, Naisha Tarkena Matirapaneya. You might be a great thing. You may have married 10 sisters and all that. That's good. Very important. That's Karma Yoga. But this thing is even more than that. Even more means what? All those accomplishments are supposed to give me Chitta Shuddhi and for me to drop my ankar. Not to say, look who I am. I'm a great guy. I also fought in the independence movement. Yes, that's also important. So good, important. But this whole idea of I am somehow a self-made man. I am an accomplished guy. All that goes away. I have to surrender all that. That is the most difficult thing to surrender, it seems. And that's why he keeps slowly Manmana, Madbhattaha, Madhyaji, Namaskuru. You accomplished, be a great accomplisher. And finally, don't talk to anybody about your accomplishments. That's amazing. And so, like this Arya Chakshu Vaidya, we should give a new name. Arya Chakshu Vaidya, because they have these Arya names here in our Coimbatore and Kerala and all. Arya. Think they like this name. Somebody started this particular Arya and then it's
But Adhyaya is the Sambodhana. Adhyaya, no?
yeah. So we get into Sanskrit, it can be different. So anyway, so therefore, because it is pramanam, surrender is essential, not optional also. There, that guy was asked to surrender to the pramana. Doctor is saying you have to surrender to your pramana. And we all do. We all do. Every time your eyes are operating, ears are operating, you are surrendering to the pramana. Surrendering. Something is very hard to hear. And the patient is telling you something, but it's hard to hear. What will you do? You go close to them. And then you close your eyes also. Why you close your eyes? Why you close your eyes? So external disturbances you want to reduce. And so you close your eyes and you go close. And she's saying something. He's saying something. And I know she's saying something. I want to hear it. And so you hear it. Why? Surrender to the pramanam. Utter surrender it is. Total surrender. Every pramanam, this is how it works. We don't know it. We are surrendering to our pramanam. That is why Swamiji's famous example. He will show you like this. He will show you and say, look at the orange I have in my hand. Look at the orange I have in my hand. Beautiful. Yellow. Before orange means you may be doubting. Oh, Swamiji said something. I heard something wrong. He must have said, he could not have said orange. Why he could not have said orange? Swamiji is one of the greatest Vedantins of all time. And why he could not have said orange? He could not have said orange because your eye is there. You already surrendered to your eyes. You already surrendered your eyes, and I say spot. And Swamiji is saying orange, and he makes it very clear yellow, orange also. He says, and he gives some names to that also. In America, I remember he used the word Florida orange. Here, I can't say Florida orange. I have to say something else. I have to say. Okay. And so, you can't say. You can't give Swamiji the benefit of doubt when he keeps saying, look at this orange. Because you have surrendered to your pramanam. Same thing here also. Bhagavad Gita is Shabda Pramanam, my dear friend. Namaskuru, Namaha is equal to surrender. Complete surrender. Just surrender. Because they're saying something magnificent about me. It is opposite of what I thought about myself. Oh, Namaskuru. And why am I giving you this guarantee? Pratijane. Because me priyaha asi. Me priyaha asi. Like ishtaha asi. Previously also we saw. Just one or two shlokas before. Ishtosi me. I remember reading that. So, yeah, previous shloka. Ishtosi me dridhamiti tato vakshami te hitam. Previous shloka. Ishtosi me. So, priyaha asi me. Priyo, Sakha and Priyo also came earlier also. Sakha cheti rahasyam hyetad uttamam. Like that he said earlier. Same thing here also. Because you are dear to me. So, in summary, this shloka summarizes this journey that you said, journey, starting from a very childish idea of Ishvara, all the way to the Ishvara to which I surrender because it's a pramanam. Pramanam comes in the next shloka, Jnana Yoga is next shloka. But Karma Yoga I know because Adhyanam I have done already. I'm doing. Little bit Adhyanam I'm doing. And so I do know Bhagavad Gita is a pramanam. And there also Sharanagati has been talked about. And so, Namaskuru. Sharanagati, everybody knows. It is not a new topic. And Sharanagati. But now for me, Sharanagati comes through a even more precise understanding. I have to completely surrender to Sri Krishna, to Bhagavad Gita, to Upanishad Pramanam, to Bhagavad Gita Pramanam. I can use Krishna for that. I surrender to you, hey Krishna. That is fine. That is like surrendering to Bhagavad Gita, to Upanishad. So, Mam Namaskar. Nothing is going to take me away from this journey because I have surrendered to you, Sri Krishna, to the Bhagavad Gita. Okay. So that's the summary here. Karma Yoga. This is the journey of Karma Yoga. Okay. Next sloka will be Sarva Dharman Parityajya is going to say, and there is no Jnanam mentioned in this sloka. Sarva Dharman Parityajya Mamekam Sharanam Braja. Again, similar, it looks like Karma Yoga. But Sarva Dharman Parityajya is going to say, this is a very awkward phrase if you translate it literally. So we're going to see all that in the next session. So Karma Yoga done now, and then Jnana Yoga in the next. Okay. So
ಧನ್ಯವಾದಗಳು.
Thank you, Guruji. ಧನ್ಯವಾದ ಗುರುಜಿ.
अपदामपहर्तारं दातारं सर्वसम्पदां लोकाभिरामं श्रीरामं भूयो भूयो नमाम्यहम् काले वर्षतु पर्जन्यः पृथिवी सस्यशालिनी देशोऽयं क्षोभरहितः ब्राह्मणाः सन्तु निर्भयाः ॐ पूर्णमदः पूर्णमिदं पूर्णात् पूर्णमुदच्यते पूर्णस्य पूर्णमादाय पूर्णमेवावशिष्यते ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः Harihi Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om.
धन्यवाद
Thank you.
गुरुजी.
Hari Om Guruji.
ಧನ್ಯವಾದ.
Hari Om
Thank you,
Guruji.
Guruji. Continue.